皆さんこんにちは。
こんにちは。
みやです。
ドミニクです。
こんにちは。お米です。
うんちですね。ここお餅です。
新メンバーが加わりましたね。イエーイ。
おお。ぴゃんぴゃんぴゃん。お餅 will escape soon. O米 maybe will sleep.
お米ちょっと。では今日は何ですかトピック。
Fluent. One of the most of the questions asked by students is about being fluent. It's very interesting because.
はい。What is fluent?
Yeah, what is fluent? Basically, 99.9% people asking how long does it take to be fluent? They have no idea what they're talking about.
Yes, yes. So
What is fluent?
Yes, so some people think that maybe when they can speak Japanese and do some business using Japanese, it's fluent. Some people just think that fluent meaning basic communications with Japanese friends.
Yeah, it's the common question is how long to be fluent. They should ask themselves what is fluent. And now, ask yourself when the Japanese person or Asian person is coming to your, let's say, English-speaking country, and when they're asking you, how long does it take for me to be fluent in English? You will be like, what the heck is that person talking about? I don't know, as a native, yes? What do you mean fluent? If you type in a dictionary, if you check dictionary or type in Google, what does it mean fluent? It's very, very interesting and very simple. So being fluent is divided into 4 categories based on the definition of being fluent in language. So number 1 is basic fluency. That means being able to do basic interactions, which basically means speaking.
Yep.
So pay attention to that. The definition number 1, being fluent, means basic interactions, being fluent in speaking. Now, the next definition is being fluent, conversational fluent. My English is getting worse. So, being fluent in conversation, that is even more stronger, saying it comes down only to speaking. I'm saying only to speaking. This is the definition, dictionary definition of being fluent in a language. The third definition is professional fluent. Professional fluent is basically all that vocabulary and stuff like the doctors, lawyers, they have to specific area of the language. Being fluent in that, so you are able to talk to the lawyers, to doctors, engineers in their own language, fluency. Basically, this is, most of the people don't need that, they don't do that unless they are on the level of needed, which is 0 of the beginners. Because to get there, you need to be fluent, the basic fluent, conversational fluent. Now, the last fluency is the native fluency. So, the native fluency, basically, we don't even discuss because none of the students gonna be native fluent. And if they're gonna be close enough, who's gonna judge that? Another native person? All 4 definitions are related to speaking. You know, guys, what is very funny? People who are asking about how long does it take to be fluent, they study JLPT. JLPT has no speaking component. So, by definition, you will never in your life be fluent if you study for JLPT test. As simple as that. No matter what JLPT they pass, and 1 and 2, doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with being fluent.
They can pass the test and they're not being
So
fluent.
it's same like a Japanese person, an Asian person coming, let's say, to the States or Australia, passing the English test, which has advantage over Japanese test. The English test has speaking component mostly. Even they have speaking component. You would never say that that Asian person coming to your country is even close to be fluent after 10 years, living there 10 years, studying 10 years. And you think of being fluent in Japanese by doing JLPT that has no speaking component.
And I met some students who, like one student who passed JLPT N2, and then that was my information that I got from the student before having the first lesson. So I prepared for him like the discussion lesson, like the difficult one. He can't speak
Again,
Japanese, so I was kind of
absolutely
surprised that I just needed to go over the basic grammar with him for speaking.
This is very common. It's not only that student. It's every single one. Some people can speak better because they learn speaking. They are in an environment, let's say in Japan, they have work, but it has nothing to do with JLPT. Beginners that are able to pronounce things, they will be judged immediately by Japanese person as a fluent. When the person with N2 and N1, not being able to do that pitch accent pronunciation, knowing kanji, it's like imagine Japanese person or again Asian person, not mentioning the majority of the countries they come into English speaking countries, study, they getting the residency and work. Those students pass English test higher than the native level person, English native. And it's been proven all over the world. A native English person, apart from the speaking, is not able to have higher scores, an average, than foreign person coming to English speaking country. On the tests, everyone is doing better than native person.
Knowing N1 vocabularies, for example, grammar, will not help, like always help. More like attitude, culture.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of things.
Oh, we have
It's
crying
more
baby.
like important, in Japan or.
Well, not only in Japan, everywhere. So people getting N1, studying, and they go nowhere else than anyone else who is having N2, for example, or 0 JLPT, but they can speak.
So the fluent meaning, you speak, and then so people sometimes say that I like to be fluent in Japanese or being able to communicate in Japanese. So I'm taking N2 and 3 test next year. And I'd say I would advise you that maybe this is not a good idea. I mean, like taking a test and getting a higher score on any kinds of test and the communication skills is different. They're different.
But, and apart from that, I think being fluent, whatever the meaning is for you, for anyone, it's different for every person.
Yeah.
Some people will be, let's say, fluent, whatever the meaning again it is, within 3 months. Another will never in their life be fluent, or 3 years. There is no such a thing like how long does it take to learn something or to be fluent. Even if you study exactly same amount of hours with exactly same teacher, each person will get totally different results.
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely different problems, different skills, everything different. So for me, the only measurement of fluency would be if I myself judge myself as being fluent for my purpose of Japanese language. Not because teacher says I'm fluent or not, my friend will say, because one will say this, one will say the other. They will try to be nice and they will say, nah, you are Kyoto, maybe Moskoshi. It tells me nothing. If I feel comfortable making friends, getting a job, solving problems, daily life, I can say I'm fluent and I don't care what you say, what she says, what whoever says. And if all of you says I'm fluent, and I don't feel comfortable using my language, and I need help in some situations, I'm not fluent at all.
And then that's you decide what's fluent.
Yes, exactly. So there is no such a thing. And Omochi, shut up, come on. Oide, but she does. Onaka suita. This pig is sleeping always, the other one is eating always. So there is no such a thing being again fluent, yes? So we forget about being fluent. Focus on studying Japanese or improving your speaking, and you will never need to ask yourself or anyone such a question, how long? Because No matter what answer you get, again, even your friend, it took him, let's say, a year to be fluent. It may take you 10 years. It has like absolutely no meaning for anyone. How long does it take to be fluent? これですね。どうですか？
どう思いますか？
Pig, where are you? No, pig is hiding. And it's funny because I talk sometimes to students and it's similar but more in a funny way. I say, what do you mean fluent? To get a girlfriend, you just need 3 hours of studying. So you need few hours to have vocabulary and pronunciation, to have friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, yes? And then they say job. Job is about interview. Forget about your kanji. They're not testing your kanji. They're not testing your grammar. The moment when you go in, first 5 minutes, decide if they're even gonna continue talking to you. And whether your teacher told you fluent or not, nobody cares about such a thing being fluent because it's meaningless in a real life. Anyway, これです。
そうですね。There's no such thing that how
fluence,
long
yes.
does it take to be fluent?
If you really are stubborn and you think there is, yes, the dictionary one, all about speaking, and 4 different. From those 4, only the one is for 99.9 people. It's a basic, meaning basic interactions in a language, means speaking basic.
そうですね。はい。なので、一緒にネイティブの表現とかね、話し方をぜひ勉強して皆さんには日本で楽しく、生活したりとか旅行したりとかしていただければなと思います。
はい。
はい、では今日もありがとうございました。ニューメンバーですね。
ありがとう、ニューメンバー。
He doesn't know what's going on in his life.
He's gonna pee everywhere. あそこ見て、ダラーン、お米です。おお、気をつけて。I can't even walk. The same as me, but the other pig. お餅です。お餅とお米 best friend. にゃ。
ではまた次のビデオでお会いしましょう。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。バイバイ。
バイバイ。